Isang magandang araw po ulit. So, for today's video, we will be discussing simplifying radicals. Marami pong nahihirapan sa pagsisimplify ng radicals, kahit pa po ang mga kukuha ng licensure examination for teachers, pati yung kukuha ng civil service examinations. So, we might as well focus our discussion for today's video sa pag-simplify ng radicals. So, pero bago po natin simulan, sa mga hindi pa po nakapag-subscribe, you can subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified by future uploads. So now, in simplifying radicals, mas magiging madali para sa inyo pagsisimplify ng radicals kapag kabisado ninyo ang mga perfect squares. Ano ba ang mga perfect squares? So that's 1. 2 times 2 is 4, and 9, and 16, and 25, and 6 times 6 is 36, and 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, 9 times 9 is 81, at saka 100. Kahit na hanggang dyan lang ay malaking tulong po ito when you are simplifying radicals. So, ulit, kung hindi po niyo kabisaduhin po muna ang mga perfect squares para hindi po kayo mahihirapan sa pagsisimplify ng radicals. Now, punta tayo ngayon sa mga example in simplifying radicals. Una, kapag binigyan ka ng square root of 25, this is simply 5. Kasi this will be equal to um, 5 times 5. So, or this is 5 squared. So, the square root of 5 squared is simply 5. Second, meron ka ditong the square root of negative 16. Ang pag-square root ng negative 16 ay i-expand mo muna siya into the square root of 16 tsaka square root of negative 1. Okay? So, dahil this will be equal to the square root of 16 is equal to 4, and the square root of negative 1 is I. This is imaginary number. So, kapag hindi pa po ninyo kabisado ang imaginary numbers, we will have a separate topic for this in future lessons. Then, kapag binigyan ka dito ng negative square root of 64, this will be simply equal to negative square root of 8 squared. So, this is equal to negative 8. So, yan po. And lastly, if you have here negative square root of negative 81, so i-expand muna natin, you will have here negative square root of 9 squared times square root of negative 1. So, this is equal to negative 9i. So, ito po ang sagot. Okay. So, next, this is the square root of 27. So, ang gagawin mo, i-factor mo muna sa ang 27 into two numbers na ang isa ay perfect square para ma-factor out, ma-simplify mo siya. So, ang 27 alam natin is square root of 9 times the square root of 3. Kasi i-multiply mo yung nasa loob para 9 times 3 is 27. So, this will be equal to the square root of 9 is 3 square root of 3. And this is your answer. Next, if you are given the square root of 48, i-factor niyo muna ulit ang 48 into perfect squares at saka isa pang number. So, this is, alam natin na ang 48 is 16 times 3. So, this is square root of 16 times the square root of 3. So, this is equal to, the square root of 16 is 4, and you will have the square root of 3. And this is your answer. And lastly, if you are given here the square root of 125, say for example, um, yes, 125. So you factor out 125 into the square root of 25 times um, 5. So this is equal to, the square root of 25 is 5 square root of 5. So yan po ang ating sagot. So next, have here um, 3, the square root of 75. So you also factor out yung number sa loob ng square root sign. So you have here 3 times the square root of 25 times the square root of 3. So you have here 3. Ano ba ang square root ng 25 is 5 square root of 3. 3 times 5 is equal to 15 square root of 3. So ito po ang ating final answer. And lastly, if you have here 8, and the square root of, say for example, 8, 10. So you factor out also 8 into a perfect square at ang isa pang number. So this is 8 times square root of 4 times square root of 2. So this is equal to 8 times 2 square root of 2. And this is equal to 16 square root of 2. And this is your final answer. Say for example, you are given 3 over the square root of 3. You can rationalize this by multiplying both the equation, the numerator and the denominator by square root of 3 over the square root of 3. Kasi po, usually hindi po um, nagbibigay ng choices sa exam na ang radical ay nasa denominator. So, kailangan mo siyang i-rationalize. So, you multiply this. This is equal to 3 square root of 3. And this is square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9. So, you will have here 3 square root of 3 over 3. And you can cancel this out. And you will have only the square root of 3. And this is your final answer. Another example, if you are given 4 square root of, uh, this is 4 divided by the square root of 2. So again, you multiply the numerator and the denominator by square root of 2 to rationalize this. You have here square root of 2 over square root of 2. This is equal to 4 square root of 2 all over square root of 4, and this is equal to 4 square root of 2 over 2, and then you can simplify. 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2 square root of 2. So magbigay pa tayo ng isa pang example para makapag-practice tayo. So, of the same type of problems. Okay, now we have here 3 square root divided by, this is divided by the square root of 5. So, ang gagawin natin ulit, i-multiply natin ng square root of 5 over square root of 5. So, this is equal to 3 square root of 5 and over the square root of 5. And this is equal to 3 square root of 5 over 5. At ito ang ating tamang sagot. So, you have here another example. If you are given 8, if you are given 8 square root of 32 plus 3 square root of 18 minus 2 square root of 50. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, in order for you to add, kailangan parehas ang nasa loob na number ang nasa loob ng radical. So, kung binibigyan kami ng ganito, you factor out yung mga nasa loob ng radical, kailangan magkaroon ng isang common factor sa mga radical. So, here, for example, you're given this 8 square root of 2. At alam mo naman na ang 16 times 2 is 32. So, we have here square root of 16 times square root of 2 plus 3. Ganun din ang gawin mo. This is square root of 9 times square root of 2 At lastly, you will have here 2 times square root of 25 times square root of 2. Now, you can simplify further. 8, this is 4. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 2 plus 3 times 3. Then the square root of 9 is 3 times the square root of 2 minus 2 times square root of 25 is 5 square root of 2. So you can simplify. This is 8 times 4 is 32 square root of 2 plus 9 square root of 2 minus 2 times 5 is 10 square root of 2. Now, we can add kasi pare-parehas na yung nasa ilalim ng radical sign. This is equal to 10, 32 plus 9 is 41 minus 10. So this is equal to um, 31 square root of 2. And this is your final answer. Now, we will have here another example for the sake of practice. Magbubura muna tayo before we can write down another example. So, another example, if you are given 7 square root of 48 plus 5 square root of 27 minus 2 square root of 75. Gagawin nyo naman ulit is i-factor out nyo muna yung nasa ilalim ng radical sign at siguraduhin nyo na may common factor sila so that you can add the radical expressions. So, alam natin na ang 7, ang square root of 48 is just square root of 16 times square root of 3 plus 5 at ang 27 is square root of 9 times square root of 3 minus 2 square root of 25 times square root of 3. So, to simplify, you have here 7. The square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 3 plus 5 times the square root of 9. This is 5 times the square root of 9 and 3. Square root of 3 minus 2 times 5 dahil ang square root of 25 is 5 square root of 3. Now we can have simplify further. 7 times 4 is 28. Square root of 3 plus 5 times 3 is 15 square root of 3 minus 10 square root of 3. And we can simplify. This is 28 plus 15. O dito na lang. This is 33 square root of 3. And this is your final answer. The 28 plus 5 is 33. Makakansya mo na yung 10. Okay? Next example. Another type of problems with radicals ay sometimes you are given an expression where you need to rationalize again the denominator. Pero hindi lang po simpleng radical ang binibigay, kundi binibigyan kayo ng, say for example, 5 over 2 plus square root of 3. Ang gagawin natin to rationalize this is we multiply the denominator by its conjugate. At ang conjugate ng 2 plus square root of 3 is simply 2 minus square root of 3 over 2 minus the square root of 3. So let's go and multiply. 5 times 2 is 10 and minus 5 square root of 3. Ngayon dito, let's FOIL. So this is 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times negative 3 equals minus, this is minus 2 square root of 3 and then we will get 2 times square root of 3 plus 2 square root of 3 and square root of 3 minus multiplied by negative square root of 3, so this is negative 3. So, makakancel mo ito, mawawala ang radical sign sa denominator. So, this is 10 minus 5 square root of 3, that is equal 4 minus 3 is 1, so this is simply equal to 10 minus 5 square root of 3. At ito na yung inyong final answer. Okay. So, let's have another example. At magbubura po muna tayo before we proceed to the next example para may sulatan tayo dito. So, we have here 2 plus square root of 2 over 3 minus square root of 2. So again, you can rationalize this by multiplying the denominator by the conjugate. So this is, ano ba ang conjugate dahil negative ito? We will have a positive here. 3 plus the square root of 2 over 3 plus the square root of 2. And we will solve 2 times 3 is equal to 6, and then 2 times the square root plus 2 square root of 2, and then plus 3 square root of 2. This is 2. And then um, 2 square root of 2, this is the plus 2. That is this one and this one. And then sa baba naman, you will have here 3 times 3 is 9. And then 3 times the square root of 2 is plus 3 square root of 2. And then 3 minus 3 square root of 2. And then square root of 2 times negative is negative 2. So makakancel mo ito, makakancel mo rin ito. And you will have here 6 plus 2 is 8. And 2 plus 3 is plus 5 square root of 2. And na-cancel out mo na 9 minus 2 is over 7. So actually, kapag um, to short, make things short, kapag nag-multiply kasi for example ng naging conjugate na, ang gagawin mo na lang, diretso ka na lang sa the product of the first term and the product of the second term. So this is 3 times 3, this is 9. Then alam mo, kasi mawawala din yung mga middle terms. So negative square root of 2 times positive square root of 2, that is negative 2, and this is equal to 7. So pareho po siya ng denominator. Kaya diretso ka na lang pwede ng gano'n. So sana po may natutunan kayo sa ating video lesson for today. And I hope that what you have learned for today ay magagamit niyo po sa mga exams na paparating. May it be in the licensure examination for teachers, may it be in the civil service examinations, o pati na rin sa mga college entrance examinations, or pati na rin sa mga simple exams ninyo sa inyong schools, kahit nasa high school or sa college. Maraming salamat po and thank you for watching.